Hey you guys, I am Deb Foglia and I am the blogger behind Seeking Lavender Lane. I have been blogging for 7 years now, which is crazy, next month. So anyway, I've been popping in here and there on my YouTube channel to kind of just give some perspective of what it's like to be an influencer, what it's like to own a small business. And I'd like to talk about all the highs and lows in that. And so originally I was going to do this as like a weekly update, and then we know how life goes, and then I let this slide a little bit. And so now I just figured I will pop in when I have the nudge to pop in, when I feel like something needs to be said about my business, what's going on, updates. And really I'm doing this to inspire small businesses, women who are trying to create their own LLCs, whether they have a line of products or they're an influencer or whatever it may be, right? So anyway, so today I really wanted to talk about pivoting during a pandemic and some of the things that I have been doing, 2020 being the year of the not crushing goals, but squishing goals, and all of that. So we'll first talk a little bit about 2020, some of the goals I had set and how some of them are going to be squashed. But I also bring faith into my business, and I am not afraid to talk about my faith. And so I will share 100% God had protected me prior to all of this, because one of the main goals that I had planned for this year was to have an actual vintage market that I wanted to host. And it was something that I just wanted to do for years, and I've been thinking about it. And come January, it was like, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna have a vintage market. We're gonna host it, myself and a friend of mine. And I can't tell you how many times we were denied a space for the location. Just everything was not working out, and it was extremely frustrating because I felt, one, it would be easier. We always think things are gonna be easier than what they are, right? But two, that it was a dream, that this had to come, it had to happen this year. And I felt like there was positive things that made me go on this journey of doing this, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but fortunately it didn't work out, because I'm so grateful that we didn't book a location, because who knows if we would have lost out on money on that, if we started getting vendors to participate and give us money, and how much we would have had to backtrack. So I'm super grateful that it didn't work out. I felt like God was just protecting me on that. So with that said, it's definitely a squashed goal for 2020. And so one of the ways that I thought would be a substantial income for me is not going to happen this year. So a few other things have been going to conferences. So I was supposed to go to a conference back in March, right? It was like the first thing that was canceled. And when it got canceled, I was like, what? Corona, what? And now I'm like super grateful, because it was right in the heart of it, right at the start of it, I should say. And anyway, so I was a little disappointed with not being able to go to this conference, because I had plans, once again, my plans to go to the conference, collect data, interview brands, because I do have an ebook on pitching brands and working with brands as an influencer. And so I wanted to gather more information to be able to build that part of my business, which also leads me to the next conference, which I was very grateful to be accepted as a speaker for this July. It's called the Haven Conference. It's held in Atlanta, Georgia, and it's for home decor influencers. And so I was really excited about getting the opportunity to speak there. It has not been canceled yet. I'm really praying that it doesn't. But that was another opportunity for me able to sell my ebook and talk to people about my passion for working with brands and the sales that go along with it, the negotiating, all of that I really enjoy. So so that is kind of up in the air at this point, but just wanted to show how certain things have been squashed for me. So pivoting. So let's talk pivoting, what I've been doing to pivot. And I think it's really, really important in any business that, and I think a lot of people are doing this, is we're pivoting to one, be online because it's where everybody's hanging out right now. Thank God that in a pandemic we didn't lose power, because how much worse would that have been? Or I read somewhere, can you imagine this was in 1990? Like that would have been crazy, right? So thankfully we still have the internet. So still getting a flux of people to my page. My Pinterest engagement is up. So all of that is doing really well for me. So I'm super grateful. So I would definitely recommend, if you are in a retail space or anything that requires, that really affected your business, get online, because online is not going anywhere and it's the best place to be right now. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And I have been pivoting, trying to find ways, and this is something else I'm going to be talking about, to serve my community. How am I going to serve people? People need to be served right now. We are in a place where people have anxiety, they're depressed, they're lonely, and the best thing we can do is serve our community, serve our future community, how to get new followers through serving. And so I think it's really, really important. So I started doing live videos, which I kind of slacked on last week, and I have to get back to it. Probably today or tomorrow I'm going to do another live video if the weather would help. Here it's fine. I got my little ring light on, but it's been super dark in the house. With that said, you know, doing live videos, sharing content, teaching things to your community. Because right now people want to learn, they want to be entertained. And so I think it's really important, you know, do some giveaways, brighten somebody's day. It'll help you grow. So by serving, you're going to be growing. And if you grow, eventually you're going to make more money. And so I truly believe that serving right now is the best thing we could do with pivoting in a pandemic. That also brings me to doing some courses, affordable courses. I have been speaking with someone else who has online courses now that she started to launch, and it really got me thinking how I could probably do courses myself. You know, I've been very nervous about creating a course because of the way it would, the time it would require me to come up with the content, learn the program, how to create a course, all that kind of stuff. So now I think it's a great idea to do these online courses. Zoom meetings are the way to go. So jumping on a Zoom meeting and being able to teach your community something is a great way to make an income. So teaching, great way to pivot, and being definitely online and being present online. Another goal for me next week is to be doing Instagram Lives. I'm a little late to the show, but I saw so many people doing them, and I was like, I don't know, I'm just gonna be another person doing a Instagram Live. And then it like hit me in the butt the other day that is totally what I need to be doing. And so I've decided to start with a week, see how a week goes, you know, so then people have something to look forward to. It's on a schedule. And so next week I have a schedule all lined up with different people in the industry, and each day I have a different topic to talk about. So if somebody follows me because they really enjoyed my renovation in my house, I'm talking renovations with somebody. If somebody really likes to follow me because they're also a blogger, influencer, and they're curious what I'm up to, I'm talking business one day. You know, I have someone who's gonna be teaching styling. So someone to help me hone in on some more skills, and that I could help other people. So I think it's really important. So if you do some live videos, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, anything like that, I think it's really important to do something that is, I mean, entertaining for sure, but also you know, teaching. I think teaching is just what everybody needs right now. People want to learn while they're home, while they're out of work, or while their hours are cut. So I think it's really, really important to do that. So that's how I'm pivoting. Being online, live videos, giving to my audience, all of that. So the next thing I want to talk about in my business that, it's been a while since I hopped down here. I've launched a few things, and I get a little nervous because I never want to come off spammy. And I've turned people off when they have switched to creating products and become spammy. So I get really nervous about doing that. But I will say I've created products for a few reasons. Number one, the spammy reason, let's be honest here, is to make more money, and I will say as an influencer, unless you have a crazy amount of following and a crazy amount of page views, you're really not going to make a ton of money off your sponsored posts and off your affiliate links and off your ads. I mean, that's where I make all my money from, but I've noticed in the last few months while I was really looking at numbers and looking at my future as an influencer that unless by some magic miracle that I win the lottery of following, I don't think I'm ever going to be making the income I would like to. SEO is just not my thing. It's very, very hard for me unless something went crazy viral for me to grow numbers. And so for that, I decided, how can I serve my community better? What do people come back to me for? And so the first thing that I did is I launched a free group on Facebook. It's called my Home Healing Group, and that was totally God sent. That was something that I would have never in a million years have thought to do, and I felt God telling me to start this group. And so I started the group in January, and it's a slow growth. We have around 550 people there, and which is a good number, but it's not huge. I don't have a ton of engagement in there like I would have liked to. I've had people tell me, why is it not a paid group? People that are in business. And for me, I wanted it, one, to be free because I wanted to serve these people. The group is for women who are struggling, women that are depressed, they've lost their spouse, they're divorced, they're lonely, they are busy moms that are tired, they're dying to get their houses in shape, they're dying to be creative at home. And so that is why I launched the Home Healing Group. And I didn't want to tell people to pay me for this. I will say it's been a lot of work. So I can see this side of why it should be a paid group. So for me, I decided through the group, I would be launching products, launching subscription boxes, launching, I want to do courses, I want to do a gatherings. So in that way, that would be where I would make the income from. But also through all of that, they're gaining something out of it. So they're gaining products, they're gaining something that's gonna make them happy, they're gaining a community and friends. And so that's where that whole idea came from. And with that, I launched my candle line. So it is a candle subscription. I did not want to compete with all the candle people out there. There's so many candle companies. I wanted a candle subscription, and the reason I wanted it was because, number one, I love candles. Number two, I felt like candles tied into my home healing idea, lifestyle. Candles bring life to the home. I can't, when I don't have a candle, when I run out, I'm sad. Like, I need a candle on a sunny day and I need a candle on a rainy day. I love me some candles. And I really wanted to pick a product that was going to be really, really good. And so I decided to team up with somebody who would be making my candles. I was hands-on with picking the labels and all of that, and the marketing, obviously, and having the fragrances picked out. So anyway, so we launched Fleur and Flame, and I'm gonna show you the candle. So we launched this in April. We are in May, so this is month 2. We had a soft launch in March. And so anyway, so this is our candle. And I'm gonna be honest with you, we don't have a ton of people buying my candles. It is a good number, and it's a subscription, which is part of the reason I did that was because I needed to count on that money. Didn't want it to be a one-time they bought this candle and then they didn't buy it for another 3 more months, and then they bought this candle and then they didn't buy it for another month. So I really wanted a subscription because I could count on the income, I could count on the numbers, so I could tell my candle girl to make them. And I really wanted, like, I would love a candle subscription line because to me, I always burning candles. So for me to get a new scent to my house every month, is amazing. And I also felt like it was a great way to connect my home with my followers' home. So there's a lot of reasons behind why I did the subscription line. And I love this product. I am so proud of this product. I will tell you, it has taught me that I love products and I love branding more than writing blog posts. I am obsessed with this thing, even though it is bringing in very small income at this point. So I think it's a learning process for me as a business owner, and it brings something else to the table. Maybe not that much income, but it's bringing something else to the table. So Fleur and Flame is my new candle line. Proud of it, but I wanted to come on here and be honest, because I think people see other influencers launching this, launching that, and you always think like, are they killing it? You know, and I'm sure some people are, but not killing it over here. Totally not killing it. Proud, educational, and fun, but not killing it. But I did add a product line to my company, which I thought was extremely important. And I will tell you, if you are an influencer and you are watching this, you're going to want to sell something. I have been told that since probably year 2 or 3 in blogging, and now it's going on 7 years, and it took me 7 years to come out with a product. So I hope that, or well, 5 years, if we, 5 years since I've learned that idea. So get to it as soon as you can. Figure out what your audience wants for you. And I will say that was one of the things that was hard for me with launching a candle. Nobody's asked me for a candle line, so I really wanted the branding to represent my page, my French style, because I think that's what people connect with. And so I was hoping that having that French inspired feel to my candles would be something that people were drawn to. And it's an affordable product too. Next thing that I launched is a curated collection. So curated collections are one of the best ways to be able to launch a product without having to do the work except for marketing. So having a larger audience than the curated collection that just launched, I decided to reach out to her, and it's a vintage print. So to me, that was very, very much my brand. I have tons of vintage art. People love my vintage art, and so I wanted, and I'm so obsessed with these vintage prints because I love that they're affordable. You can switch them out easily. And so we launched a curated collection. It hasn't been doing super well. We did launch it about 3 weeks ago. So, but we're pivoting. We're trying to figure out ways to make it better. Her brand alone is doing really well, and I just think it's my collection. We rushed it a little bit, and there's been some glitches, so we are working on that. But I'm proud of that collection. I am proud of that idea. I am. It's one of the things that I set a goal for 2 years ago, is that I want to have a curated line. Well, I'd like to have lots of curated lines, but it's something like I would love to, this is why I want to grow my audience, because mainly I want to be able to do things like that. I want to be hands-on with having a paint line, having a furniture line, having, art line, having a whole Deb home decor line. So these are all avenues that I'm passionate about, and that's why I wanted to do it. So I'm proud of it, but once again, all honesty, here, I'm not killing it, but I'm not giving up either. So I think that is kind of the last thing that I wanted to leave you guys with today, is that to tell you that there are a lot of losses. If you watch any type of person who has succeeded, they have had a lot of losses before they had any wins. And I am still counting my base hits at this point. I would love a home run. I would love to come up with something. I was getting down on myself this morning, feeling like, oh, here we go again. I was talking to the girl who is doing the vintage prints with me, and she was saying, I'm sorry. I'm like, once again, something else, Deb, that you launched that, you think it's gonna work, and then here it doesn't work. And so I was getting all there, and I said, I don't have enough time to do that. Okay, I need to keep going, I need to keep pushing, and I need to keep believing in myself, keep believing behind the products. And you know what? Something doesn't work, you try something else. Oh, that's the last thing I wanted to leave you with. So I'm trying lots of things here. I plan on launching a an online course while we were in quarantine to make some extra money and to teach and to give to my audience. I am doing live videos, once again, to give, to create engagement, to grow my following. So those are two things that I'm doing. I have my candle line, I have my vintage prints line. I'm also trying to keep up with some sponsored content that I have going on right now. So I'm doing all these things, including writing blog posts, including sharing on social media. I'm doing all the things. And I will tell you, I heard something a few weeks ago. I was listening to Dean Graziosi, I think that's his name, and he's like one of these business gurus who is multimillionaire. And I will say, I was listening to him the other day, I think it was on his Instagram page, and he had said that a really good piece of advice is that when you do launch something new, whether you're a small brand or you're a huge brand, because he said he was talking about someone who he knew made millions of dollars off one product and was pivoting to something else because they had this new interest, which happens to us, especially as creatives, and how he started letting the other thing go. And so that has been in the back of my head all this time while I am trying to keep growing my candle line, and then I launched a curated line, yet I want to do all the live videos, and I have to keep up with my sponsored brands, and I have to keep writing blog posts and all the things, is to not drop on anything, is to really keep the balance. As soon as I'm trying to work on my Facebook, my Instagram goes down. As soon as I try to get back to Instagram, there goes Facebook. And so all of these things, I am trying to really be consistent and to balance all the things, like jumping back on my YouTube channel. So, you know, yesterday I did a Facebook Live. I plan on doing all live videos next week on Instagram. I'm here doing my YouTube video. I'm working on TikTok videos, which I will tell you, I've had my husband help me with the TikTok videos because I'm done learning new things. So he's gonna be doing that for me. So I'm grateful for that, and it's helpful since he's home, working from home now, he could take a little time to do those things for me. So yeah, I just wanted to drop in. I wanted to tell you my story, my business story. I wanted to tell you to pivot during a pandemic, to keep believing in your dreams, keep going for it. Don't give up. And, you know, and right now, definitely give to your community and do the best you can with this pandemic. And it's all gonna work out. You know, we're gonna have our moments, and I've had my moments. This morning was a moment, and then all of a sudden I got back up on the horse, and here I am, curled my hair for you guys today. And so yeah, I just wanted to share my story, and I hope it's inspiring to you guys. Have a good day, guys. Bye.